off-the-cuff video response to questions, just answering questions with waptek. I keep hoping that one day someone will legitimately capture spirit communication. I believe there's an afterlife. I believe we go on. We're made of energy, and the energy goes on after our body dies. I've come to a completely different conclusion, but that's not what this video is going to be about. When you built your microphone, it was a microphone array. Is that what you were trying to capture? Oddly enough, no. The idea was to build a microphone array and test to see if it was really an improvement on an omnidirectional mic, maybe one or two. The main thing was the push-pull amplifier, and all of the other things, their op amps, are interesting and useful, but to this day, when you mic up musical instruments and a vocalist, you use the same equipment we've used ever since we finally got electrical and electronic amplifiers working. They're all different, by the way. I guess said you were not able to record anything. The point was to record nothing in a neutral spot. And here's a little bit of fun. There is no such thing. Silence is almost impossible. Building an anionic chamber that's of reasonable size, let's say 10 feet across all the way down to 1 foot, you get no sound. Unless you do the recording for several weeks, and then you always get something. No matter whether it was analog equipment doing the recording, digital, making it trigger-based where it went through a memory loop so that we wouldn't miss anything, and have it trigger an event-based recording, we always got sound no matter how silent we made it. The universe can never be empty of anything. The electromagnetic tests would sometimes match, but that didn't change the fact that we could definitely say that there was sound where there shouldn't have been. Do you know of anyone who you believe has actually captured spirit communications? No. Every single person you find that does any of this, especially if they do, okay, here's the truth. I don't know if anybody wants to hear this. If someone gets regular communications of some kind that are not confirmable, and they restrict access to any information on how they did it, don't care what it is, they're lying. Every single one of them preps it and uses some reliable noise. I talked about reliable versus unreliable magic. I have a video about it, I think. I don't know if I did it. It may be gone now. But at one time, I had an HP41 calculator that's gold-plated. All the circuit board contacts are gold-plated. By definition, it was made to be completely stable, rational, no changes. It played music. It would randomly play analog music. I don't have any way of explaining it. I could programmatically imitate it, but it became an analog synthesizer at times by going through a piezoelectric speaker, and I have no way of explaining it. The thing worked fine. I tested the parts later in many other separate machines because I had a bunch of HP41CX calculators. I don't have an explanation for that, and I know you can make noise generators with capacitors, resistors, inductors, and very specialized transistors. But that absolutely does not mean that I can explain this or explain it away. I'm only saying I could reliably try to record silence and find I failed. It's hard to create a real vacuum because matter pops in and out of reality. What about some of the apps, like, it doesn't matter which one, they're apps. Unless you're going to build some special piece of equipment that eliminates variables, you're simply introducing variables and noise and then interpreting it. That's what people do. That's 99% of it. There is a basis for injecting signals into a situation that's completely noise-free to try to bring up the bias level of a noise source. But it usually involves, let's say you're trying to pick up this frequency, so you insert a slow, low frequency so it gets above a detector level. It's one of the reasons I did a video recently about using, diodes and such to pick up radio signals. And Ghost Seer apps. The last one, spirits are supposed to be able to manipulate the energy is being used vaguely here, to send images through. Okay, that would mean you'd have to run into one that knows how to scream in fax notes. But we'll bring up our favorite subject of whales in a minute. I've seen a few channels that have used it, and they have some freaky images, yeah? How do you suppose that works? I would have to look at them. Please suggest the channel names. Just put in the channel ID codes. YouTube doesn't censor that. Don't include the youtube.com. It'll turn it into a link and then break it later. YouTube is now dominating how we communicate and manipulating it because they want to stick ads in now. That's what we found out they're going to do. They're going to stick ads in their own comments. Make it look like we're promoting things when we're not. Yes, it's against the rules and it's a law that should be against it. But anyway, receiving an image with no spirit sending it. It's an image by interpretation, and if AI is involved, it will turn it into a rational image when it isn't. Raw data is the only thing I process. Sorry. The person in control of the apps did nothing to manipulate it? Question mark. Good question. I'd like to look into this. Give me more information. Go Seer apps. I'll take a look at. Where do the images come from? Depending on what it is, it'll either be pareidolia, our minds, it'll be engineered pareidolia, AI, or it'll be it interpreting things to make it graphically useful. You can take any noise source that's somewhat sensible and write a program that will turn it into a picture of some kind. Usually a human face is the easiest one to make. I'm not kidding. And it'll make a face-like shape. Let's move on. I appreciate your time and value your opinion very much. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I'm not reproducing that. I have an array of knowledge concerning lots of topics. Yes, I'm jackass of all trades. Curious how you keep all that information crammed in your brain. I have no clue. Okay, I do. I have associative memory. I don't have rote memorization. To this day, I memorize addresses and phone numbers that I knew from decades ago by a sequence of numbers mathematically progressing. And a memory palace. That's how my mind works. But after a while, it just subconsciously all mushes together. So anyway, I'm going to see if you asked any other questions here. Let's see. What happened to that new channel review request a week ago? Yeah, I understand. Oddly enough, I didn't see these because, oh, by the way, YouTube is censoring our communications by making them delayed up to a week. Neat, huh? I didn't bring that up in the video because I figured everybody's going through this. So anyway, I'll post your slightly edited questions and compliments. Thank you. Just kidding. That's not relevant. But again, as I said, my conclusions are my own, and we'll get to the mythology of whales real quick here. Whales, when they describe shapes by vocalizing, simply repeat what they heard when the shape rebounded, and in some cases the differential from what they send and what they retrieve by echolocation, which means you can almost but not quite reconstruct how they scan something if they scan left to right and see a vague image of it. Again, that's sound from whales that are preposterously intelligent. And you can also do the same thing with sonar, even fish finder sonar. There's even a basis for a movie about that, about someone using headphones and microphones to echolocate the environment he's in and have it translated by the computer into a visual image, accurate or not. I forgot the name of the movie. Might have seen it. So, that's it for the Q&A. I appreciate your request. Please, when I forget to do something, only remind me just once. And yes, YouTube will censor these things and have it pop up a week later because they're totally not getting in the way and aggravating the hell out of me. But yeah, I'll look into the Spirit Seer or whatever it was. Yeah, Ghost Seer. Yeah, Ghost Seer app. I'll just highlight that. Goes to Necrophonic. Necrophonic sounds like a cool album name. So anyway, Necrophones. So, so aside from looking that up, I guess I'm done. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And I'm sorry if I disappoint people, but again, anybody who consistently reproduces a bunch of scientific data proving something, but doesn't give you the ability to duplicate those tests is by definition lying. That's just the way it is anymore. We've had hundreds of years of this. It's the way it is. Especially if they get anything out of it, even simple praise and appreciation. For some people, that's more valuable than gold. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll all need it. Bye.